Volvo is not known to boast about strength. Not that Volvo has anything against drive, it wouldn't have the Polestar execution mark on the off chance that it did. It's quite recently that strength isn't a region in which the Swedish firm has a tendency to have much to gloat about. However, whilst among the focuses, Volvo has set aside a few minutes and again since presenting its all-new 2018 XC60 hybrid is the noteworthy 400 torque created by the XC60 T8's mind-boggling module half-breed powertrain, a similar setup found in the bigger, 7-situate XC90 T8. That is more torque than practically every hybrid in its class, tying the standard Porsche Macan Turbo. Besides, its 472 pounds-to-foot of torque surpasses that of the Macan Turbo with the performance bundle by 30 pounds-to-foot. Volvo won't get the opportunity to gloat for long, with the forthcoming 469 horsepower Mercedes-AMG GLC 63 and 505 horsepower Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglia ready to increase present expectations not long from now. In any case, until the point that those creatures arrive, Volvo can ride its high-drive lofty self-esteem directly into the 400 torque club, where Swedes have seldom been seen as of not long ago. We left far from our first drive in a 316 horsepower XC60 T6 very odd, thus we were interested to perceive how Volvo would put the T8 powertrain's extra 84 electric horses to use in the littler of its two SPA-based hybrids. Would the additional power transform the XC60 into a fearsome wearing machine that could give the Macan Turbo some opposition? Or, on the other hand, would the XC60 T8 parrot the stoicism of the XC90 T8? For us, the appropriate response would be discovered 1,000 miles away and 1 mile above ocean level in Denver, Colorado, where we drove the XC60 T8. When we got to the mile-high city, we didn't have to travel even a full mile forward before discovering that the Macan Turbo's position is sheltered. From the minute we sat inside and examined the luxury of our inscription review test case, we knew quickly that execution was no more a need for this apparatus than in its less capable kin. Without a doubt, all XC60 T8 trim levels, momentum, our design, and inscription have pretty much an indistinguishable standard and discretionary hardware from their T6 partners. The main visual signal that one has studied into the driver's seat of a T8 is the nearness of a sparkling, or refers gem-equipped selector, a lovely piece of figure, no doubt, however not the kind of thing that says, "Welcome to the 400 Pull Club." In like manner, Volvo did little to hone the T8's other execution traits. The T8's all-wheel drive framework varies from that found in XC60 T5 and T6 models in its utilization of 87 horsepower AC engine to turn its back wheels instead of a drive shaft. In advance, a 46 horsepower electric engine is sandwiched between the 313 horsepower, supercharged and turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4 and the 8-speed programmed transaxle. The T8's 10.4 kWh lithium particle battery pack is housed in the middle passage where the drive shaft generally would be. Beside an amplified front focus armrest and the exclusion of focus air vents for race-situate travelers, the fitment of the T8's electrical segments has little effect on the XC60's logic. The electrical segments do affect speeding up. In any case, pound the go pedal on a road entrance ramp and the XC60 T8 will squeeze you once more into the organization's mark ergonomic seats more mightily than any Volvo SUV ever. We evaluate the T8 will tip the scales at 4,800 pounds and that it can quicken to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds. Despite the fact that the T8 exceeds the T6 by more than 500 pounds, it should at present get to 60 miles per hour around 0.7 seconds in front of the T6. The Macan Turbo, for reference, shot from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.2 seconds in our last test. The most ideal approach to hustle the XC60 T8 onto the interstate is with the driving mode set to power, which expands the T8's general readiness, keeping both the gas motor and electric engines true in, animating the controlling, firming up the damping, and bringing down the suspension, when furnished with discretionary air springs. The framework defaults to an impartial hybrid mode. Yet an old thumb wheel awards drivers access to power mode, an AWD mode to guarantee the back hub's extra pushed, an off-road mode that bolts the front and back axles at velocities of under 25 miles per hour, a pure mode that expands electric driving, and, at long last, an individual mode that can mix the powertrain, suspension, guiding, instruments, regenerative brakes, and atmosphere control parameters to your enjoying. Indeed, even with help from a supercharger and two electric engines, the XC60 T8's turbocharged 2.0-liter 4-barrel still displayed turbo slack in each of the settings we attempted, aside from the battery-driven pure mode, obviously. The motor's flabby note likewise put a damper on our experience, in spite of the fact that a blackout supercharger cry sometimes can be heard. Also, the interaction of every one of those boosting gadgets isn't generally consistent, with surges especially at full throttle in power mode. In any event, the regenerative brakes work pleasantly, starting with a fresh chomp and no untoward bastards. 400 strength is without a doubt a great figure for a reduced hybrid, yet even with that much snort on tap, the T8 simply isn't that good times. It is, be that as it may, a phenomenal extravagance vehicle, particularly in inscription shape. Skimming along quietly on electric power, the XC60 takes the zen-like placidness of its inside to another level. With the gas motor drew in, control is strong and motor commotion is for the most part unpretentious. The auto stop, begin work for the most part goes unnoticed. We would have enjoyed paddle shifters or some approach to physically choose proportions on the inscription, in spite of the fact that clients so slanted will presumably pick the R-Design display, which comes with paddle shifters. The EPA says the XC60 T8 can travel 18 miles on power alone, strangely 1 mile not exactly the heavier XC90. Volvo claims that the XC60 T8's battery can be revived in as meager as 3 hours from a 240-volt source, twofold that for a standard 120-volt outlet. Costs begin at $53,895 for the 2018 XC60 T8 Momentum, ascending to $57,195 for the R-Design Demonstrate, which gets dim outside trim, aluminum work complements inside, 19-inch wheels, brand seats, route, and the sky is the limit from there. A couple of bucks more purchases the $57,695 inscription show, loaded with a calfskin secured dashboard, genuine driftwood decorates, route, and 20-inch wheels. Each T8 cost speaks to $8,000 upcharge over the comparing T6 adaptation, albeit numerous purchasers could recover up to $5,002 of it from the feds at imposed time, with different state motivations possibly cutting expenses down even lower. And so far as the government motivating forces stay set up, the T8 could speak to a somewhat convincing arrangement, and we're not the only one in speculation so. Volvo says that in regards to 15% of the requests taken so far for the XC60 are for the T8, a significantly higher take rate than for the XC90 T8. Should clients apply that refund cash toward choices, the $1,100 Vision Bundle is a decent place to begin, including blind side and cross movement cautions, programmed reflect darkening, control retractable outside mirrors, and a stopping help work. The inscription's $3,000 luxury seat bundle includes rubbing, ventilated front seats swathed in Napa cowhide and furnished with control side supports and pad extenders. The $1,800 air springs permitted a lot body movement for our tastes, even in power mode. However, the result was an extra creamy ride in a quieted lot, the last helping make the 1,100-watt, 15-speaker Bowers and Wilkins sound framework appear to be practically justified regardless of the $3,200 speculation. Different additional items incorporate a convenience bundle for $2,000 or $2,200, contingent upon trim level. It incorporates versatile voyage control with semi-self-sufficient pilot assist. An advanced bundle brimming with tech treats costs $1,900, and there are numerous more remain solitary things, including R-Design models and 21-inch wheels with summer tires. For what it's justified regardless of, an XC60 T8 R-Design with those 21s and summer elastic could be the nearest thing to a Porsche Macan contender that Volvo will offer. In any case, that is not this current model's goal, albeit 400 drive unquestionably is a fun argument.